Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Goti, your press officer from Server 73, today bringing you the thrill, drama and glory of the Illusion Battlefield League, better known as the IBL. For those new to the scene, the IBL is a battlefield where alliances clash in strategic showdowns, vying for dominance over key towers and the all-important Violet Breath. Victory demands control, coordination, and a relentless drive to secure 100,000 Violet Breath points, or claim the upper hand when the clock runs out. And don't forget the prized central tower, which swings the tide with its accelerated Violet Breath generation. Today's matchup? Oh, it's a spicy one with both teams from Server 73. It's MYK versus BUNS. Who are MYK? The new kids on the block. A freshly minted team on S73, MYK brings together former players from servers 205 and 233, still learning how to work together, but showing potential. Watch out for their press officers, Abel and Aziz, who bring tactical acumen, and the wildcard, IKDC's very own clown, Sato, known for stirring the pot and keeping things unpredictable. Who are BUNS? One word, powerhouse. BUNS have been a fan favorite in past seasons, though heartbreak struck when S73 denied them a finals ticket last season. Today, BUNS enter the field with reinforcements from PRD, forming a formidable lineup. Key players? We've got BUNS R6 and occasional IKDC commentator Aroha, alongside press officers Fictions and Dande, and the infamous Mike, a man whose name spells mayhem for the opposition. Will MYK's fresh blood and creative tactics take down BUNS? Or will BUNS remind us all why they're still one of the league's best? Stay tuned for an electrifying battle that's sure to leave everyone on the edge of their seats. Let's break down the strategic chessboard, starting with those crucial opening moves. Because in the Illusion Battlefield League, the starting formation sets the tone for the entire match. Get it right and you're on the fast track to victory. Get it wrong? Well, it's a long uphill battle from there. Tower 1 BUNS, dressed in yellow and ready to brawl, has come out swinging with a 5-attacker heavy offense, throwing their weight around to claim Tower 1 early. They've got 2 support players to back them up, ensuring their bruisers can stay in the fight longer. But watch out folks, with such a strong focus here, they might leave themselves vulnerable on other parts of the map. MYK, on the other hand, is taking a conservative approach, with just 2 attackers and 2 supports. It's a risky gambit. Are they baiting BUNS into overcommitting, or simply conserving resources for a counterplay? Either way, BUNS looks to dominate this early skirmish. Over at Tower 4, it's another story of clash and counter-clash. BUNS has laid out a clear path, though their self-block might slow them down. With 3 attackers and 2 supports, they're primed for a balanced offensive, and their strategic blocking of MYK players gives them a significant edge. But don't count out MYK yet. They've brought more players to the party, 13 to BUNS 10, but they're running into efficiency issues with blocked players and only 1 support unit. They'll need to clear those blocks fast and leverage their numbers to turn the tide. And lastly, the central tower, the battlefield's golden prize. BUNS is pushing hard here with a 9-player force, including 4 attackers and 2 supports. They're in prime position to dominate the central objective, which could give them a major lead in Violet Breath production. Meanwhile, MYK is fielding a more modest force with just 8 players, including only 1 attacker and 1 support. This suggests they're playing the long game, perhaps diverting resources to secure other objectives and stay competitive on points. Right now, it's looking like BUNS has the upper hand in both Tower 1 and the central tower, while maintaining solid footing at Tower 4. They're in control early, but can they keep up the pressure without leaving themselves exposed? MYK seems to be playing a more calculated, patient game, potentially looking to exploit gaps in BUNS' map control. It's a risky strategy, but if they can pull off some well-timed counterplays, this match could flip in an instant. Stay tuned folks, the battle is just getting started, and anything can happen in the Illusion Battlefield League. Now onto the action. The opening was all BUNS, storming the battlefield like a well-oiled war machine. At 4:40, they claimed Tower 4, setting the tone early. 2 minutes later, Tower 1 fell to their relentless push, painting the battlefield yellow. MYK started scrambling, sending reinforcements to Tower 1 at 7 minutes, trying to plug the gaps and slow BUNS' momentum. Just when you thought they couldn't take more, BUNS solidified their control over the central tower at 11:55. At 14 minutes, MYK finally found their groove, laser focusing on BUNS targets at Tower 1. Their persistence paid off, clearing spots and setting the stage for a bold counterattack. By 16 minutes, MYK made a daring attempt to steal Tower 1, facing heavy resistance but eventually claiming it at 17 minutes. Talk about a comeback. Meanwhile, Mike, BUNS' notorious bad boy, teleported into Tower 4 at 16:12, ready to shake things up. Tower 4 became a hotbed of activity as BUNS reinforcements flooded in, maintaining their stronghold. The fight around Tower 4 escalated, with 17 BUNS players locking horns with only 8 MYK members by 19 minutes. To 25 minutes, the sheer number of BUNS at Tower 4 forced MYK to shift focus. They start to redirect their efforts to the central tower. The tension skyrocketed in the final quarter. MYK managed to gain a foothold in the bottom left corner of the central tower at 30 minutes, but BUNS weren't having it. At 45 minutes, BUNS cleared their home base, Tower 2, while MYK left a lone guard at Tower 1. Then came the critical moments. 47-50, BUNS reclaimed Tower 1 in a flashy play, while MYK's efforts at Tower 4 fell just short. The final skirmishes were a spectacle, with MYK throwing everything they had at the central tower, but BUNS stood firm, holding the line. Alright, it's time for my favorite segment, Notes from Goaty, where we break down the action and dish out some spicy advice to help our teams step up their game. Let's be honest, MYK, your rotations looked more like a leisurely stroll than a sprint. BUNS beat you to the punch at almost every turn, locking down objectives while you were still regrouping. Get those shot callers dialed in. Assign rotation leaders and time your movements like clockwork. Leave a skeleton crew to defend captured towers, and send your heavy hitters where they're needed most. Speed wins wars, folks. The central tower is the crown jewel, and BUNS held it like they owned the deed. MYK, you were playing catch-up while BUNS raked in violet breath like it was their birthright. Make the central tower your top priority. Secure a nearby objective first, then send a fast and focused squad to reinforce the center. Claim it early, hold it tight, and watch those points roll in. MYK, I've got to be real with you. Your strategy was as predictable as sunrise. BUNS read your plays like an open book, countering your moves and staying one step ahead. With limited roles and rigid tactics, you gave BUNS an easy time locking you down. It's time to diversify your team's talents and bring some unpredictability to the battlefield. Assign specialized roles. Use more attack and support talents and even a few disruptors who can throw BUNS off their rhythm. Mix and match talents to create a dynamic lineup that can adapt to any situation. Remember, flexibility is power. The more varied your team, the harder it'll be for opponents to pin you down. Keep them guessing, and you'll turn that predictability into a wild card advantage. Overall, what a roller coaster of a match. Let's wrap it up with the final score. BUNS claimed a decisive victory with 100,000 points, while MYK trailed behind with 46,800 points. It's a clear statement. BUNS came prepared, their experience and strategy paying off in spades. But don't count MYK out just yet. Every great team starts somewhere, and this match could be the spark they need to refine their approach and come back stronger. The battlefield never sleeps, and the next clash might just tell a different story. Once again, this is Goaty, your press officer from Server 73. Hit the like and subscribe buttons for more IBL breakdowns.